have a superior work product, and you're driven by something that motivates you. In most cases, it's family, caring about what happens to your communities, whatever it is. That product emerges seen by the industries that would purchase it and sell it back to us as consumers, and we consume entertainment, and we consume education, and we consume engineering. My best example of that is Katrina and the inferior levees, okay, in New Orleans. So had there been superior work product contribution from engineers instead of casinos and nightlife invested in by that local jurisdiction, by the decision makers, if they would have just invested in educating those with the passion to be the best quality engineers they could possibly be, who just had that demeanor, they would have had superior levees, okay, and they wouldn't have had a poor population, a demographic, 2 days before check day on the 1st, trapped in a sub-level C-bowl with inferior levees. They would have a standard access to a fair competitive process instead of people deciding piecemeal and subjectively to put the money in something that benefited their pockets at the time, tourism or the nightlife or whatever, would have yielded superior levies, and it would have dissipated and done away with a demographic of poor people trapped in a sub-level sea-level bowl where they couldn't even evacuate because it was 2 days before check day. All right. Let me just read this banner to you. I hope I have time, under 10 minutes. In the trenches, Americans. Work ethic, synergy, intent, two-way accountability. That's our theme through this whole thing. All right? Through this whole series. That's our theme. Two-way accountability, work ethic, synergy, and intent. It makes a difference if somebody does the right thing, whether you're there to make sure they do it or not. It's because, do they have the work ethic? Is the synergy, the relationship there for them to have the best intent to you? Goodwill and malintent, good-willed intention and malintention make a difference. And complacency, indifference makes a difference as well. If you couldn't be there to speak for yourself, what would you want the world to know about how you and your family were victimized by a machine-like process? Administrative solutions for traditionally systemized administrative challenges. Our industries and processes, human services, corrections, litigation, education, credit, student loan, have all become mechanized, all right, to a point where they're machines that our Social Security Administration, Internal Revenue Service, the big supermarket chain, food suppliers, clothing, apparel suppliers, they're machines, they're processes that can't see you as an individual. They can't see or care about your family, that in fact you want your children to be safe or your community to be empowered. They can't see that. What they see is whatever the person enacting the machine, using the forms, feeding the data and the information to it in a way that they can see it. They see whatever that individual enacts for the machine as the gears turn. And if that individual doesn't want to be bothered, or if that individual wants to go home early, or if that individual doesn't want to learn how to fill out the form or input the data or to share information with you generously, that there is a process already in place that would allow you to appeal or allow you to solve a problem that the machine caused for you, personal injury incurred while you're in the custody of law enforcement, Social Security messing up your benefits, your disability, your retirement, your survivor's benefit. If they don't want to be forthcoming with that information, that's a matter of intent. It's a matter of work ethic. And that's something that until now, traditional business practices has not even attempted to manage. Traditional business practices only try to attempt management of revenues, of money. They try to control that. But with the onset of Enron was the onset of the thinking, the outlook, corporate honesty in America. And with that comes some principles, all right? It's no longer okay to throw some money at somebody and say that you brought not only their product contribution, but their self-respect and their dignity. So we say dignity for the human spirit. That's our email address, dignity for the human spirit at HireLyrics.org. And another one of our slogans in the 6 years, business practices are evolving to accommodate dignity of the human spirit. U.S. citizens control public search incident reporting docket through a database, Q&A, question and answer. Anytime you have a suggestion or an invention, you have to be able to show a working scale model, a prototype, you know? You have to be able to show that this is fit and applicable to all people, not just you because it's something that you want. Okay, so we have Q&A. We want this to be representative of all Americans. HireLyrics already had massive data in 9 years from the communities that we were already functioning in on the internet. We've shown, okay, this is about America, but we, as an internet company, we had to show, and we showed signing someone up, protecting rights of ownership in Sofia, Bulgaria, Australia, Canada, Trinidad. Here in America, cities that are represented in our portal right now are Philadelphia, New York, several cities in Texas, Fort Worth, Hillsborough, Dallas in Texas, a couple of cities in Florida, Jacksonville's one that comes to mind right away, California, Oakland, San Francisco, South California, right outside of LA. We have 126 clients. Okay, so, and it represents a large amount of the city and the population, but we want everyone in America to have an opportunity to have their situations embedded into the centralized database that is going to be presented to the Obama administration. And if we get no response from the Obama administration, it'll be presented to the next administration and the next one and the next one, until someone recognizes in a decision-making process that the stimulus money that has been forwarded to the being given over to Recovery.gov agencies and private sector for management is not reaching the American people.